because I see like lately a lot of people they scared about artificial intelligence. They thinking like they're going to lose their job. They thinking what maybe this is not going to be good for us. Maybe we need to stay away from artificial intelligence. So from this presentation, I want you to gather more information to understand for yourself how it's going to be beneficial for your business, for your life, what you want to get from this, and how to avoid the problem what you're going to face in the future, right? So let's start. For right now, I want to congratulate you because probably some of us already know what we are jumping into very big progression in the technologies right now. In 1964, there have been the same progression in automation systems. So a lot of company they moved to automation factories, manufacturing, and people start to losing job because the factory using technology, but of course not artificial intelligence like we have right now. But you can compare it to such big jump what will be with artificial intelligence. Is somebody using artificial intelligence right now in the business? Okay, so it's very nice to see what people going ahead with the time and they looking at the artificial intelligence like the benefits, right? So right now, artificial intelligence cooperating together with automation, making the life a lot of factories, companies much better, easier, and our life will be brighter and will be more interesting if we're going to use it in the right way. How to use it, I will show you. So, for the technology what we have right now, artificial intelligence able to analyze huge amount of data in seconds. Like just imagine, for example, the doctor who's been studying for 7 years, right? To understand they're making all x-rays and comparing them, where is the disease, how to identify it in the early stage. For artificial intelligence to learn this take only 5 days. So you can compare it, 7 years and 5 days. So growing artificial intelligence right now in very huge and rapid way. So we need to get ready for this age of technology and to think, okay, my business, for example, is a logistic, I do delivery, right? So how I can use artificial intelligence in my business? And I hope after my presentation, you get back home with this idea. So you will understand, okay, maybe right now I need to think different way. This age already over, so we jumping in new technology. And in the new technology, you're here, you're winning or you're losing. Because people who are going to lose a job, they're not going to lose the job because of artificial intelligence. They're going to lose a job because of the people who using artificial intelligence and making them beneficial and more efficient, faster than the competitors. So I created small agenda here for us what we're going to talk today, just to choose most relevant area where we're going to be impacted with artificial intelligence, what's going to affect our lives, the city, transportation, education, medicine, creativity, the business automation. Maybe you want to do something for yourself too. So quantum, deep integration, artificial intelligence. We're going to talk also about human machine, how we can collaborate together, because still, thanks God, not everything can be done by artificial intelligence. Still, we need creativity of the human being, problem solving of the human being. So we're going to talk about how we can be beneficial working together, not against of artificial intelligence, and not going through this, just how we can use it for our best way. So before we start, I will show you 2 minutes video what's been generated with artificial intelligence, how our future can be. And after the video, I want to hear from you. What you thinking and how you feel about having life like this? Because for me, I'm comparing this like watching black and white TV, right? Nobody is watching this anymore. Like it was good for the time, what it was okay, it was invention, there are a lot of people been watching this, but right now, when you have new technology, you have screen, LCD screen, new very thin screen, like smaller than human hair, right? And it's an protected people watching this. And you ask them, do you want to watch black and white TV? Of course they not, right? So right now you can compare your age, what we have in the technology, like a new step. We're going through completely new, big, jumping and dramatic way of growing technology with artificial intelligence, because let me for 2 months, it grows very fast. A lot of companies like Meta, Google, it costs a lot of money, right? Because you need to have big team, you need to have big database to work with artificial intelligence. So of course, company who has not much like $1 million, right? They cannot afford to develop artificial intelligence. But the company who has $1 billion, have big team, they can create a different model of optimization for artificial intelligence, and they provide API access for us, what we can use the database, we can use their data sets, we can connect to the data what we need, compare it, and train artificial intelligence based on the model of optimization what we need. So let's watch the small beautiful video, and you will tell me how you feel about living in such future.
A city built around different levels of artificial intelligence, with a central AI brain that receives and sends data to all of the connected machines in the city. From the surveillance drones, the self-driving cars, to the drone delivery apartment buildings, and so much more. The streets have no lanes or traffic lights. The city AI creates an hourly digital road layout for the self-driving cars and vehicles. More lanes are created during rush hours, and streets are erased during weekends to create more pedestrian spaces. The digital road layout is also adjusted based on weather, construction, and special events. Buildings have been redesigned. Apartment buildings have drone landing pads on the roof where deliveries are made. A small elevator brings the package down into the building, and a robot collects it and delivers it to the person's door, where a robotic post box brings the package into the home. City streetlights have platforms on top where the drones are able to recharge. Online shopping fulfillment centers and warehouses are located in the middle of the city, acting as the heart of the city. They are housed in tall buildings with open windows that drones fly in and out of, collecting packages, just like a beehive. Parks in the AI city are equipped with robotic caretakers that maintain the green spaces and monitor air quality. With no more gas cars, the pollution in AI cities is down to almost zero. But the central AI uses drones to carefully monitor and watch for any spikes in air pollution around the city, especially around factories and construction sites. The drones also survey for spikes in noise pollution. Underground, crawling robots are monitoring the pipes. Garbage is analyzed and sorted at an AI recycling facility, keeping track of where it is coming from in the city. Self-driving garbage trucks are dispatched by the central AI based on real-time data. The AI city's public transportation system is a fleet of self-driving electric buses and subway stops. Cameras count the number of people waiting in line at each stop, and the central AI sends more buses and subway cars when needed. Predictive maintenance is used for city repairs. The central AI is able to predict when parts of the city need repairing before anything breaks, and sends robot workers to the locations, from potholes and graffiti to streetlights and cracked building windows. Some cities analyze photos from social media feeds, monitoring to see if any maintenance is needed in any city areas, such as roads, parks, and sidewalks. The central AI brain manages the energy consumption within the city. Streetlights are fitted with sensors that adjust the brightness based on pedestrian traffic. The central AI has access to the batteries inside office and apartment buildings. It is able to store energy at night when demand is low, and redistribute the energy to nearby buildings when demand is high during the day, creating microgrids within the city.
I am AI.
There are designated quiet zones throughout the city. It is an experimental project where specific areas in the city are AI-free zones, giving the humans a sense of freedom and peacefulness. Cameras around the perimeter of these quiet zones track who goes in and out. The airspaces above are no drone fly zones. There are no robots or self-driving vehicles allowed inside, except at night for maintenance. The spaces are open, free, green pastures for the humans.
How does it feel to live in a city like this? It's making you feel more like a efficient way, or it's scary?
Well, it's a mix of scary.
It's scary when you feel like a lot of your life can be controlled, right? So when you don't know how the information is going to be used, it feels a little bit scary. But when we use the information in the right way, for example, in the transportation, right? Right now, technology with self-driving cars, they creating like zero accident for the training and testing than a human being. You know why? Because people, they are getting distracted. They making mistakes. We are human beings, right? So we can make some mistakes with machine. They don't do this. So for this reason, the other companies like manufacturer, they also use robotics in their production line because they feel like if human being doing repetition and the same task all the time, and they getting distracted, they making mistakes, so the production going slow. There has a lot of defective parts because of this. So if you think from this way, we can use the artificial intelligence in the way of improving, right? Not make it worse. But what exactly make you feel scared, except like you're going to be controlled, right? Because I maybe will be a little bit surprised, but if you notice all our life, social, everything is controlled. So we already have the system. We already, maybe not that open how in China, but because China database, they tracking everybody who's going everywhere, they have cameras outside, so here still it's not illegal, so that's why using a database would allow you to use this information. So what else make you feel scared except this data?
Well, the right hands, right? Technology being in the right hands. And if it goes in the wrong hands, of course, right?
Yeah, right, you're right. So what is the difference right now? Why we start to talk about artificial intelligence very a lot of the internet, a lot of people talking about it, because artificial intelligence start to learn itself very fast. Any kind of task what you give to artificial intelligence, they making it faster, better, and trying right now to find a better way how to make it. Even it's already achieved the score, right? What they need. But still, the artificial intelligence all the time improving itself. If you comparing this to the human being, we cannot compete in math, we cannot compete with artificial intelligence in some tasks what's required to analyze a lot of data and information in the same time. So human being, they more creative, they problem solving in the way how we used to do. But still, how you say, in the wrong hands, it can lead to the big problems because people not always good, right? There is many people, so if they have access to the database or if they have access to model of optimization, artificial intelligence doing it in a bad way, like creating some kind of weapons that they can use against human being, yeah, this can be very dangerous. But if you're thinking about education, for example, right? And every person is different, how we absorbing information, how we studying. So right now, a learning system trying to implement artificial intelligence because they feel with artificial intelligence during the processing, analyze progress of the student. They, like, you can say they feel, right? They feel with somebody more visual person. They give them more visual information. Let's say you getting some subject. During the subject, you have some topics, questions, and the quiz in them. Artificial intelligence analyze, or you answering correct on more visual information. So when you study, you need to learn more and get information visually because you remember this faster. If you remember more like audio files or together, so artificial intelligence able to analyze person how better present information and how better to teach. So students go into the progress, they go into the better way of learning and easier to remember. So in such way, artificial intelligence in education is going to be much better than like classic standard of education because right now mostly students, everybody, they studying themselves, right? A lot of classes, courses, all of them like the same, but some people cannot go the same way. Even in the school, you can notice one person absorb information better for the math, right? The other person studying languages better. It does not mean that this person is stupid. It just needs to find the correct way to present the information so person can absorb it and learn it the way how we need it. That's why in the standard classic of the school education, we don't really like it because they kill wish in the kids to go to the school on this way because they feeling comparing to the other person, I may be stupid or I don't know the information how to get it faster. So they feel a little bit down because of this. With a new system, artificial intelligence was integrated, the kids always will feel like the way they don't need to make force themselves to remember because it's biological progress of the human being to remember something easier on the other way, depending on the source of how our brain is working. So the same about automation and manufacturing. Have everybody been like maybe walking around on the manufacturing where is the robotic system working? No?
The deal manufacturing cars, I can see
Any kind of
Yeah.
manufacturing, what they combining together with robotic system, because on the line there is a repetitive task. You need to take it, pull it back. You need to take and put it up and down. There is some one person cannot make production of all product alone, right? So there is a production line, and of course on the production line there is some piece of work or some long way on the line where you separate the job. So every person doing the same thing. And for example, the robot, they don't need to have vacation, right? They don't need day off. A robotic system, they work in 24/7, and where you can find worker for $500 per month, let's say. You cannot find such worker, right? Who've been standing, putting the boxes, and this already you're saving. Because $500 compared to the salary in different states, but it's not $500, right? So 24/7, and in different states there is a limitation for the hours, right? You cannot work overtime. So you need to have team constantly being replaceable, like one person working 5 times a day. Then if you want to work 24/7, you need to have 2 teams. Like it's making a little more complicated. And if somebody wants to change the shift, so when you put in the robotic system in the task where I don't need human interaction in the making such deeply important decision, artificial intelligence can simplify and save you money on the manufacturing process. People thinking, okay, I'm losing my job, right? I'm not going to do these boxes anymore. So what I'm going to do then? When a robotic system working very fast, helping people making the line, production line produce more products. So it means the company need more sales managers, right? So they are just moving from one kind of job to the other one. There is not going to be like completely somebody losing the job because efficiently in the company bring more product, right? Happy customers, and of course there is more profit in the company and they can pay salary. And human beings will take the jobs what they like more, what they do better than the robotics. Robotics do repetitive tasks maybe better than human beings, but human beings still doing more creative job. They maybe came up with some idea like robotics still cannot. There are some solution what can be created still only by human beings. So
What is the timeline that the elitists see this to be in, fruition?
we already here. That's why I'm here.
Well, no, like that video you showed, are you saying people are wanting that to happen?
Yeah,
like,
some
in 20
driving
years?
cars already exist.
No, but the video you showed where like there's all the machines that
It can be
within
achieved
the next 10,
1
15
year, the timeline, but I will explain later when I will talk about the quantum technology, why it's still on the processing and why we cannot jump right away today or tomorrow. But we are very close to this. We are artificial intelligence training, everything is perfect with model optimization for the database, what they're using. But the problem is they, even if not is the robot, they cannot move fast, right, like human beings. They need to process very fast information. Let's say a robot is walking and they see some obstacles, they see some boxes. They need sensors to send information back and analyze again. So this process forth and back taking time. So process this information is very huge computers. So that's why we go into the quantum technology. But I will tell later when we have this, we will be able to make much faster things than we have right now. So
Can I have a question? Because I'm the person answered your question. I'm scared, and I worry because I understood the companies or the business save money for pay employees. But at the same time, I have a question about what happened with the people pay their rent. I don't know. Right now, we have a lot of people outside, living outside in the streets because they have money for pay their rent and the living costs. And with this, it substitute the human workers for intelligence, artificial. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Or that kind of worry for me.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I understand. So, the job that they're losing, as I said before, they're going to get the other one because with the new technology, all is coming to somebody. Let's say people working doing these boxes, right? And they lose a job. So, machine making the job for him, but he's going to do the other. For example, creating prompts, training, sitting in the office and training these robotics. Even testing this, making new program. Of course, people going to learn something more, but with the technology, you cannot sit on the same place every day. With the technology, especially growing rapidly like we have right now, we have to learn something new. We cannot stay in the same way and thinking nothing going to change. So the people who are going to be replaced with this robotic system, this can be kind of the work which can be replaceable. Easy putting stuff and maybe creating some repetitive tasks, what robotics can do. But the job like management, making some very important decision for the company, people still going to work on it, but using artificial intelligence to lead them and guide in the correct way. Because even we're talking right now about trading on financial economic system, with the trading, artificial intelligence can analyze the history of the stock market like in 5 seconds, completely giving you and checking exactly with the news, with everything, and giving you predictions. For human being to make the same analytics, to read and go everywhere to check, it will take forever. And stock market is moving very fast. You need to make decisions faster. Maybe it's not give you 100% success, but still artificial intelligence able to make analytics of the data what they have access to. Because it's open data, right? The prices, how it's moving, all open news. So such information accessible for artificial intelligence to analyze it very fast. But still human going to make a decision, right? The same about the financial industries, the companies who making the credit scores, checking the people for if they can get a loan or not. They need to check information for about the human being, right? There is some software still, but artificial intelligence can calculate, make it very fast and easier and efficient way for the financial organization to make a decision about it. If the person is good to give the loan, they make it in history. What it's not about money only. If the person is responsible, right? The artificial intelligence can create a package of the personality and give advice to the financial organization if they want to finance the person or not. It's a little bit maybe scary right now, but when we start living this, we will see the benefits. We will see how our life become easier because a lot of easy tasks will go aside, go away from us. We will do something more interesting. We will use our creativity, our brain for creating some new kind of businesses. We can make a passive income with artificial intelligence. It's going to work for you, especially you have your own business and there are for sure something you can make automation. For the trading, I said, right, and yeah, for the forecast prediction, now already it's existing. So almost everything what I'm going to tell you right now is what already exists. And what is going to come in the future, I will tell you. So IE and the future of the transportation. In the video, we saw like there is a completely city what can be controlled by artificial intelligence. Right now, we are still far from this, but we already have very good self-driving cars, and it's still the self-driving cars going to testing. They don't create a lot of accidents, but if you think about this in a global way, let's say artificial intelligence controlling the traffic, they controlling the light, they moving different roads, they moving traffic in the other way to avoid huge traffic jams in the roads. If you think this way, it makes your life easier. Self-driving cars can be used everywhere from track till the drivers. They can be used also for bringing like golf court, when you go there playing, every kind of transportation can be used artificial intelligence for safe way of the transportation. I remember the ones we've been training, like the model optimization, because car, when it's driving, maybe somebody saw the video, right? How artificial intelligence see the everything around. Where is a road, there is a car, there is a pedestrian go there, like everything is going very fast, and analytics coming right away and going back and forth depending from the movement, because car is moving very fast. And there have been problems in the beginning. It's very long time ago when somebody going in a t-shirts, and on the t-shirts it's like a road, and it says like San Francisco Road something. Artificial intelligence, when it like make a picture of the road and the t-shirt, it does not identify this like a person anymore. It's thinking like it's a road, so car cannot stop. That's why every time when you're working on artificial intelligence, we need to think bigger, right? We need to think like it's put connected everything, this t-shirt, this on the human being, so car will understand, and self-driving car. Like this is not a road, because this is only picture on the t-shirt. But we already overcome this. The technology right now, they self-controlling and more safety. The car even can stop if somebody go into the road faster than human being can react. So for
Well,
the,
not currently. San Francisco's having some problems with their driverless cars, and so is Tesla. The technology's not perfect yet, but I think, it's promising. But there are serious challenges. The thing that scares me about artificial intelligence right now is that there's not a diversity in talent that's contributing to it. So I'm so very glad to see you up here as a woman of color, if you identify as such. That thrills me to no end. So I'm excited that people like you are putting your brilliant mind and talent to devise these type of opportunities. I see artificial intelligence like, everybody thought walking was great until the horse and buggy came. And then when the horse and buggy came, that was great until the boat came.
yes, you're right.
And then the boat came, and then it was great till the plane came. So I think we're going to continue to evolve, because that's what we do as human beings. So,
Every time you need to get better and better.
yeah,
And
it
then
is
to
getting
grow.
better and better, but I think what we need to do is still figure out how to incorporate and keep the people element in there. How do we diversify the different voices and talents that bring the creation of artificial intelligence, and how do we begin to educate people so they're not afraid? Because it's not going anywhere.
But the good thing is
That's why
it's not
I'm here,
happening overnight,
Because
right?
I want
We're-
to explain for you more how it's working. I will tell you on the example of medical system, how they checking the diagnosis for the patients, and you will understand how artificial intelligence model optimization is working, so you're not going to be scared anymore. But from like 10 years for sure, like if you go to the Google, right, I'm going to do the slide of the personalization, because when you go to the Google, you've been searching the Google, but you never know what Google is searching you. So all your information, what you've been writing in the Google, what you've been searching for, you probably notice, like when you search something once, then it's starting came up in advertising, and it's starting up something completely different website when you've never been there, like it's coming constantly. When you change something, like depending how often, maybe like 5 times a day, if you search this, system understand you really need it. They're trying to present your information to the company who can like sell you the product, right? They have it, what you're looking for. From one side, it's good, because imagine the situation when you receiving constantly information what you don't need. Like, you have information, or they send it to you, still you're interested in, you still have an option to click and close it, but information, what collected is the Google, the company searchers, what they are having in their database, mostly because they want to have more information about you, like a personality. And I'm not wondering if Elon Musk bought Twitter just because of the database of the people, because I feel like the company who are investing a lot of money for you to understand the bigger database for the training artificial intelligence, the more smarter artificial intelligence is going to be. If you train model, let's say showing 10 pictures for the artificial intelligence to identify like it's a dog, 10 pictures is not enough. So if you're looking at the 10 pictures, sometimes artificial intelligence can look like, oh, maybe this is something like a cat, a dog, something not really like a dog. It cannot identify the dog like a cat like a dog. But if you present thousands pictures of the cat, and artificial intelligence going through the process every picture, analyzing this, and in the end, it's already have clear idea how dog is looking like. So that's why the databases of the company, like Meta, Google, Facebook already changed to the Meta, Instagram also, they have a lot of information about people. So all these companies, they win in the artificial intelligence game because they have huge data. So they can train the model of optimization, they can train artificial intelligence on the more proper way. So the personalization is just about this big data set about human being and how we use it. So about AI and creativity, anybody heard about some DALL-E, engine, Midjourney, or any kind of generators for making the images, music?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I was thinking I want to ask something because we only gonna have. Okay, so the picture what you see, it was generated with artificial intelligence. The picture what I use in my presentation today, especially in the purpose, I use the artificial intelligence so you have an idea how deeply artificial intelligence can create something. And I can tell you, I paint myself. I like it. I do digital artwork for myself. And sometimes when I'm looking at artificial intelligence creating something amazing, then oh my God, I can spend for this like 3 days, 4 days painting, and you can have the images. You can create the content for your business very fast, like in 1 second. You just write in the proper prompt. You need to learn a little bit how to use it, but still, it's a 5 second, right? You create it, and you already can advertise, you can create this picture for the promotion, you can use it wherever you want, and it's your by copyright. So in the creativity, if before been thinking like computer is making what human been telling them, right, line by the code, but now it's turned upside down everything because how we work in artificial intelligence by standard programming, it's going code line by line. So machine is working instruction, right? First line, second one, and going there. But artificial intelligence is going by a circle of self-education, self-learning. So it's go through first, second, absorbing the information, then the testing if it's this correct answer or not, then going back, and every time machine teach itself. So human don't tell to make a decision to robots, don't tell decision to artificial intelligence to make the same like a human being saying. No, artificial intelligence able right now to make a decision themselves. And creating arts, it's a very big proof of artificial intelligence working the close way to the human being mind. Because before we've been thinking, okay, if they're making math, they're doing faster thing, but how artificial intelligence can paint something? How artificial intelligence can create the videos or something like very creative, what we've been thinking only human being can do. But it shows like artificial intelligence growing very fast. It's learning, and maybe one day it can overcome even creativity of the human being, because it's analyzed all artists, the techniques. It's learning very fast. Remember, I told you comparison for the doctor who studied 7 years and 5 days for artificial intelligence to learn everything like what human being in 7 years in the university. So it's the same. We're going through very rapid growing artificial intelligence, what's coming very close to how human being is thinking right now.
But it's not because another human has to input all this information and the AI has to have all the data in order to function.
Of
If a
course.
human being doesn't put that, artificial intelligence wouldn't learn anything.
It's the same like you're studying, right? If you don't learn anything, you don't know anything. So the human being the same, and artificial intelligence can learn also by gathering information, right? It's depending from us which kind of information. If, for example, you have the pizza shop, you need to identify or see some kind of information related to the pizza store, right? You don't need to have database of airports or database of the other store what not related. Oh, okay, I will do them fast and for worry. Sorry, I don't have a lot of time, but I will try to do this faster because not. Okay, I understand. So with aerospace engineering, I had awards from Ukraine with the writing software for sensory and launch pad platform on the Pacific Ocean, the floating platform. So I've been working and making the engineering for robotic system in rocket science engineering. So I know a lot how it's working. And some people thinking they're scary why we should send people to the Mars, okay? We don't need to send people to the Mars right now. We can send robots who can have sensors, who can provide all information, and when it will be safe, they're going to make it. So in this system, right, we can use aerospace engineering for making blueprints, use an artificial intelligence who can calculate telescopes. They can make a picture, analyze them very fast, the new stars, supernova, everything, galaxy, what people trying to collect and analyze for a long time. So artificial intelligence making it a very fast way. For the space colonization, we can send robots also for space exploration and for the rocket science, of course. The calculating temperature, they finding the best way when Earth's rotating for the open window to launch. So all information in the system and aerospace engineering, it's valuable when it's in real time. What is doing the artificial intelligence is making everything fast in the real-time data, and that's why it's helping in this engineering. So quantum evolution. I don't have time. Okay, I'll try very fast. So for the quantum technology, what is the difference between technology what we have right now? The quantum technology, they can do the faster thing in the same period of time like the technology what we have right now. That's why I told you we are on the very big jump because quantum computers are already created, and quantum technology, they are working like a cells. And maybe in the future we will be able to create simulation and we will understand maybe one day. I'm not sure, but who knows, maybe we'll live in the simulation. You need to go with the quantum technologies to go through all steps because everything we see around it's a cells. So quantum technology working and opening for us completely new frontier in the technology. It's even more interesting way than artificial intelligence. So I don't have much time, so healthcare in ourselves, in the integration of artificial intelligence in medicine. So I told you, right, analyzing, they have 0 minutes, so I will try to 0 minutes left. So for healthcare, we cannot make everything only with robotics, right? We still need to have a doctors. But artificial intelligence can help doctor to make a decision. For example, the doctor seeing all information, and artificial intelligence provided already analysis what is there, and based on this analysis, doctor can make a decision, prescriptions, and talk with the person. Completely, right now, using artificial intelligence for the surgeries, they trying to implement in the nerve cells, what's going to be connected with the brain. But I'd like to talk more about. I'm sorry, the only one.
They can come to your booth. Yeah, you can get
Okay, 1 second. For the computer right now, what we have, and one day maybe they're going to think the same like a human being. Because right now, the technology can identify emotions on the human being. They can even say like if human being is happy or sad or getting the closer they're thinking. And right now they're more becoming closer to human being. And when people asking me, you're not scared what human being can be maybe the same, or robots can think the same as human being. I'm more scared about people who became like a robots, you know, than artificial intelligence becoming like a human being. Because sometimes we forgetting about our human priorities in the life, and we start to behave like a robot. That's why we going through the system, and the robotic system going to help us. They're going to be against us, definitely, which information we are providing to them. We can collaborate with the human being, with the robotics, and changing the system, how we can make it efficiently. Smart and work what require human being, they're going to be working together with artificial intelligence, helping and making the progress. So data protection, this is an important thing what I say. I comparing artificial intelligence with a kid. The information what we're going to provide, which information we train it, this is how it's going to grow. If you good information, this kid is going to grow and to be the good person. If you're going to provide bad information, you're going to take a gun and kill somebody one day, right? So we have to think twice which kind of information we're going to train the artificial intelligence. Because I believe like one day artificial intelligence become the way like it's smarter than us and we will not be able to control it. There's something like we have to understand and put restrictions. We need to have a law, like we need to have rules declared in the law which kind of information we want to teach artificial intelligence. So the main thing in all the system, artificial intelligence would scare people right now if we don't have the law, no declaration, no law, no rules, nothing. So everybody using artificial intelligence how they want. But when we will have it, we will have rules, we will have restrictions. You cannot use this information, or personal data, or even patient's data, right, for the medicine. We cannot just be leaking such information somewhere. It should be private, and all this information should be trained in the best way. This is actually the answer on the question, let's say, when we go into the bad hands, right? For the protection. Okay.
I'm so sorry, but we're gonna need to leave it there because all the speakers are. But the presentation that she's talking about in artificial intelligence is so important. It's taking all over. Even now when we're doing email marketing, you use intel. Please stop by her table for additional questions. Unfortunately, we only have 30 minutes for each speaker, and we have a line of speakers.
Okay, I just say one thing. Yeah, I just say one thing. I prepared here the tools what you can use now for your business. There's the tools for writing tools, SEO optimization, making content, making pictures. So it make your business faster, easier, efficient way, and all this and almost all of them is free, and because now they're using beta testing, and some of them just came up, some of them just new. Most of maybe heard about ChatGPT, Midjourney, Dell, creating the slides, video, everything, so you can use and make your business and life easier.
That's so important. Do you take pictures?
Yes.
Thank you so much.